Arsenal versus Preston on the EFL Cup, and on this video I am going to give you the anticipated lineup that is going to play against Preston. I'm going to talk about the anticipated score. Is it a game that you are going to win? Is it a game that you are going to lose? Or how are we going to perform on this game? So basically this is a match preview on the game between Arsenal and Preston on the EFL Cup. We are playing against Preston, having played with Liverpool on the weekend, a game that had lots and lots of reactions. It had mixed feelings. It had its fair share of disappointments on some of Arsenal supporters or even Liverpool supporters. But it is also a game that we ended up getting a draw of 2-2, which for me, I still feel like it's a game that we would have won, and especially from that goal that we scored, and Anthony Taylor ended up calling a foul prior to that goal being scored. So we are getting out of that as you're going to face Preston. And like what I've told you this season from the previous videos is that there's no team that you're going to face on this season that we should undermine or underrate. Preston, just like any other opponent that we have faced, just like Liverpool, Man City, or any other team, is a team that we should take and go and play with all seriousness that is required. But as much as you're going to play with Preston with all the seriousness that is required, remember we are also playing with Preston having gotten so many injuries, and most of our players are actually injured. Some of them are doubtful if they can play. Some of them will not play for a couple of weeks, and some of them might play or could not play. It's yet to be confirmed by the time the game is gonna begin in the evening. As you are facing Preston on this game, our boss Arteta needs to be as serious as he can on this cup, the EFL. Remember last season, it is perceived that maybe he decided to walk out of the EFL and the FA and focus on the Champions League and the Premier League, which we ended up not carrying either of them. So then it only leaves us with one option: to be as serious as we can even on this EFL. Remember, there's no cup that is a smaller cup. All the cups that we are participating on, we have to show competition. We have to show the urge of trying to win this cup. So as you're going to play with Preston tomorrow, this is going to be amongst the fixtures that is going to be quote unquote a little bit easier on us, because the fixture that we have after playing with Preston, it being the last game we are playing with on this month of October, on the month of November, we have lots and lots of fixtures that are coming our way. We have Newcastle, we have got Inter Milan on the Champions League, we have got Chelsea, we have got Nottingham Forest, and then we have got Sporting CP, and finally on the 30th of November we are playing against West Ham, and then Man United is gonna come later on. So in our next around 6 fixtures are going to be as competitive. As you are playing with Preston, we have to keep up with the good momentum of winning, so that as we get into the next match, we have the morale, we have the urge of trying to win, and we have that momentum that is keeping us going. Remember, we lost a game against Bournemouth, and I feel like we undermined Bournemouth, and that is the reason as to why we lost. And we lost 2-0. We went and played with Shakhtar Donetsk. We were a bit shaky, but won that game 1-0. And remember, even Trossard couldn't score a penalty, couldn't convert a penalty, but still we won that game. So we started rebuilding our momentum. And by the time we were meeting with Liverpool, who were perceived more stronger, in quotes, more stronger than Arsenal, because of maybe the injuries that we had at that particular moment when we were playing with them, we still were able to get a point out of it, a draw. And it was a draw that for me as an Arsenal fan, I'm ready to take, because it's a competitive opponent we were playing against. We are playing against an opponent that is perceived as one of the title contenders. So as you're going to play with the Preston, we can only keep on setting the bar up, and we keep on ascending and not descending. So we have to win this game. It's a must-win game. We have played with Preston before, and I will look at the number of times that you have played with Preston. Since 2010, we have only played with Preston once on the FA, and this was in the year 2017, only once, and we beat them 2-1 at that particular time. So I cannot say much on whether we can rate Preston being a good team or not being a good team, because the only statistics that I have since 2010 is that we have only played with them only once, a match that we actually won. Currently, Preston are playing on the championship, and they are at position number 16, while Arsenal, who are on the Premier League, we are currently at position number 3. This is a game that if we are serious enough, we will easily beat Preston. On this game, if I was the one that is choosing who is gonna play on this game, then I would give more chance to players that have not played as much and players that are so fit to play on this game. Because we have Newcastle that is coming, so you need all of our players to be at 100%. So you don't want to risk players that are doubtful to play and give them an opportunity to play. Yet Newcastle, a very tough fixture, is coming next. So you want to at least rest a couple of our players on this one. So on the goalkeeper, I'm gonna go with Neto instead of Raya. Let Raya rest at least for once. On the center back, I'm gonna play with Rolls-Royce Saliba, because he rested on that game against Liverpool. And remember, the red card that was given, the suspension was only 1 game, because it was they call it a professional tackle. So Saliba to play on this one. They start with Ben White, okay, and then yes, and of course get to allow Gabriel Magalhaes to rest, because they are saying that the injury that he got is still being monitored, and so that they can know the magnitude of that injury. They are yet to confirm whether it's a complex injury or an injury that needs a few days before he can come back to play. So you don't want to risk him on this game against Preston. On the right back, on this one, I feel like Tomiyasu is ready, because he's been on training. So let's give Tomiyasu a chance to play as the right back on this game against Preston. And then of course on the left back, we give Zinchenko, because I think he's fit to play. So we can give Zinchenko a chance to play and allow Timber to rest at least on this game. And then when you go to, or you can even play with Jakob Kiwior, by the way, or you can even decide and even put Jakob Kiwior to play with Ben White on this one, or even Kiwior to play with Saliba on this one, okay? And then you go to the midfield. On the midfield on this one, I am going with Jorginho, let Partey rest. And then we play with Merino. Let's allow Rice to rest. So we play with Jorginho, we also play with Merino, and then we play with Nwaneri as our number 10. And then when you go up front, we start with Raheem Sterling as our number 11. And then number 7, we play with Jesus. And then Havertz is false 9. That would be my lineup if I was the one that was choosing. If you look at that lineup that I've given you, basically this one is for squad rotation, and so that we can allow our other first team players to at least get to rest, because the fixture that is coming thereafter is just crazy. All the way till I think mid-December is when you're gonna start getting easier fixtures, because it's tough opponents that we are facing. Then my prediction on this game would be an easy win for Arsenal, 3-0 in favor of Arsenal. We're gonna beat Preston 3-0 easily, and I really hope that we can do this as fast as possible, and maybe even on first half. My expectation on this game, and the expectation of most Arsenal supporters and fans worldwide, is that we get into this game, win the game, get those 3 points, so that we can proceed into the next round of the EFL, and make sure that we keep the momentum of winning, so that as we are going to meet these next teams that are coming, we are good to go. We have the momentum, we have the morale, we have the courage, we have the energy. This cup, the EFL, is a cup basically that we need to participate on and be competitive till the end, and maybe even win it. because we need more caps. It's gonna boost the morale of even fans worldwide. If we should we win this EFL, so we have to participate, compete, and make sure we are going all the way through till the end. That is my anticipation, number one. Number two, I expect to see the squad rotation, and really hope that these our players are going to win this game, and I really hope that we are not going to get more injuries or even more cards on this one. And my number three expectation is that this time round, as you're going to play with Preston, we are not going to get disappointed with the referees again, because we've been getting these disappointments so much. So I hope this time round, as you're going to play with Preston, is not going to be another disappointment from the referees, that you're going to receive a fair play from even the referees. That is my expectation. And lastly, I really wish our boys all the very best, and I hope that they're going to win this game. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, comment, like, share this video. Salute, adios, amigos.